This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. What is this thing called spiritual? Why is it so important? This word may have come up. It's gotten more popular in the last year or so. Why do we want to connect spiritually? Now, I feel that many times you hear that word, right away you connect it to religion. Many do. Well, it doesn't need to be. It's not really always what we're talking about. We're going to look at that today and how you can get spiritual guidance and actually learn how to connect with yourself and move your life forward. She is the woman behind a wonderful spa and wellness center in Hilton Head Island. She is our professional of the year. Paula Biondo is back with us. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I want to really get to the basics, but deep understanding for everybody. By the way, I love the spa music in the background. So good.
Great. Sets the mode.
It's very relaxing. How do you define spiritual or spiritualism? Is it the same? How do you define it overall?
Well, it's a broad word to define, but really, being connected, being aware, living in the present, having boundaries, doing what's right for you, but not hurting others, helping others, connecting, to the highest good, to the divine, living within yourself, not outside yourself.
So is it essentially truly connecting with yourself?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And to the higher powers?
I feel that a lot of people might say, yeah, I know who I am. But spiritually, do you really? That's the question I want to ponder to everybody that hasn't gone down that journey. What's a spiritual awakening?
So a spiritual awakening is like an aha moment, an awareness of maybe something that's happening in your life that you haven't been connected to. You might have lived outside yourself, meaning you're blaming others or things aren't going your way and you feel negative. And then the light bulb goes off and says, well, maybe this is what I've contributed to this situation. And this is what I need to work on to grow and be happy and have a healthy life. So being aware of your surroundings and being aware of yourself, what you're actually feeling. So many people, I ask them, what are you feeling? And they don't know. So really being connected to your feelings.
Do you feel that many people just assume that they're, yeah, I feel, I get sad, I get happy, but they're not going that extra layer deeper, which really truly connects them with themselves.
Right, because it's kind of like a habit. A lot of people might have anxiety all the time, or they're depressed, or they just never feel any joy in their life. And it's almost like they've created a lifestyle. So it's like learning about yourself and learning how the higher powers can really help your life to be a better person, to enjoy your life. Life is all about enjoying, not sacrificing.
Yeah, I got to believe we're here to be happy. Why would we be here?
Exactly. I mean, we're imperfect beings and we're going to make mistakes, and that's how we learn. But you can't blame other people. You have to look at yourself and feel, what have you contributed to the situation, or why is this happening in your life over and over again? How do you partake in it?
I would think the answer is you didn't learn the lesson.
Right. Or some people don't even know the lesson. They live outside themselves. They blame other people or situations. They don't look at how they contributed or what they need to change inside themselves. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be a positive thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I wonder, do you feel that people don't move forward in their lives because we're here to learn lessons? We're here to create and we're here to learn. And if we didn't learn a lesson, we're not ready for the next step in life. And that's why the universe maybe blocks us, or we block ourselves because we're not ready. And that's why things show up over and over again, like
Right.
Relationships, you meet the same people that may not be the best for you, and then you wonder, well, there's like no good people. The same people always show up. It's because you haven't figured it out yet. Do you feel like that's
Right.
what's going on?
Yeah, because the universe will bring you the same situation until you deal with it for your highest good.
Why?
Why? So you can be
Yeah.
happy. So you can experience joy.
I think it goes back to, well, many of us, I feel, are addicted to suffering. So we'll
Right.
wallow in that. And I'm not minimizing anything, but things present like, why is this happening to me? Why is it?
Right.
Why? But maybe that's the lesson that you need to learn, but you haven't learned the lesson yet.
Right. A lot of times it's what we see growing up. We see our parents, how they behave or how they treated us. And that's what we see. So we become what we see. So it's recognizing where it comes from, where we get this belief system or why we feel this way. I know some people who are martyrs, they're not happy unless they're a martyr. They're comfortable with, oh, this person did that to me or nothing ever goes my way. They're happy with that lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. So in
Addicted to
order to shift
suffering.
the lifestyle, they have to look, okay, well, what's causing that?
You teach people how to navigate through this. Can you take us through some of the, I don't call them lessons or things that within spiritual guidance, some of the things that you help people realize?
Sure. Well, first I make them sit and meditate with me, heart to heart. We face each other, heart to heart connection, get that heart connection going. And I really focus on them quieting their mind. Most people can't quiet their mind. Their mind is always going, and then they can't hear what's coming in. So it's all about quieting the mind. And then, we practice that. And then it's, what are you feeling? What is it that you want to accomplish that you haven't accomplished in life? Is it, having a career, finding out your gift, getting married? What is it? What is the need here? And why aren't you getting what you need? And then teaching people how to be aware, focus on the awareness of the present moment, because that's really all we have. And then learning, okay, so what caused these feelings to occur? I try to get to the core. Sometimes I might put someone on the table and do a visionary cranial with them, which I just hold different parts of their body, and their body starts talking about different incidents that have come up in their life that they're ready to release. So if someone's ready to really heal and to really have some spiritual guidance, they're ready to let loose. They're ready to just be. And then the body starts talking. And so, everything gets stored. The brain is so powerful, it stores our whole life in our body. So maybe somebody got smacked in the face when they were a kid or something. That might come up to release. And that has affected them their whole life.
Thank you for bringing up that point because the more and more I study it, it's the body remembers everything.
Yeah.
Maybe the mind forgot, but the body doesn't forget. And that one incident on a playground, you were 8 years old. It may have just seemed like a one-off, but your body down to the cellular level is aware of it, and you may be holding that negative energy within you and potentially not even know it, right?
It's a form of trauma. It's a form of trauma. There's all different levels of trauma. And so it stays there until you release it. So it could influence, like, let's say you were an 8-year-old boy and, the kids picked on you all the time, so that'll wear on your self-esteem, or why you have trouble making friends all the time, or why you don't trust people. It might go back to that incident in your life. And so you open up the channel, you open up the blockage so the energy can flow, and the wave of energy, the cranial wave, starts moving through the body. And, you just forget about that incident, and it makes you lighter, it makes you healthier. The subconscious releases it. It's wonderful.
Now, what if you can't remember that incident because it happened decades ago when you were a kid, but it's still energetically within you? Can you still address it spiritually or energetically?
Okay, so sometimes something will come up and you don't like. Usually what happens is if somebody releases, they remember the incident. But if they don't remember the incident, that's fine. It's just letting go. Your subconscious is just letting it go. And so it's just gone. And that's also a very nice way to release, because you don't remember, but you feel better. Does that make sense? So you feel lighter. Everybody always comes out smiling and feel inner peace because you're letting go of something that doesn't serve you anymore.
When you say letting go, energetically, we're referring to, right? So are we talking Reiki here?
Reiki and cranial, both.
Okay.
So it's all the same. It's all letting go of energy that no longer serves you. It's a vibrational thing. So you're kind of like raising the vibration by releasing the lower vibration. So healthy stuff can come in.
So you said before that you could be working with somebody and detect what they have or something being off energetically. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And
Sometimes,
you might not even know what it is, right?
yeah. Well, sometimes a piece of the incident will come up, like not the whole incident, like, like someone's mom died, when she was a little girl, and I'll pick that up. Or this one girl, she said, I know you're going to be mad at me, like, I'm not going to be mad at you. And, she was having an affair with a married man, and it was like destroying her emotional life, so that kind of came through, that she had some big skeleton in her closet. And so we were able to release, why that was happening.
Wow. And you were able to detect that? Like you could pick up on maybe not the exact situation, but
Pieces of it, pieces of the situation come through.
mm, I
And you have to totally trust. Like, I had a lady that it took her a year. Like, she totally trusted me, but she didn't trust the process. She didn't totally believe. So it took her a whole year before she released. But she would come in all the time, but she would never let go. So she never let her quiet her mind enough so she could release. So she was always resisting the release subconsciously.
Yep.
But once she got it and she fully trusted, then she had huge shifts.
There's a reason she kept coming back, though.
Well, she always had that inner peaceful feeling when she left.
Yep.
So that inner peaceful feeling is really important, because when you feel at peace inside, good things happen. And you see clearly, you see happiness, you see things in a positive light. When you're clear, you're not looking at the negative, because you're raising your vibration, and the wave of energy is running through your spinal cord and your nervous system. And when that's running clearly, you see clearly. It's a wonderful feeling.
Clearly understand what you're saying. And it was about 4 years ago. It's going through some challenges, life-changing type challenges, and started doing Reiki, started doing spiritual work.
Oh, great.
This was just the beginning of my journey into it. But to your point, to validate it all, I remember walking outside right through that door and just getting some fresh air, walking in the parking lot. And I remember the angle of the sun, and I had pretty much what you just described in that woman, what I call quiet calm. It was just like,
yes,
oh, yeah, things are going to be all right. All right, we're good. We're good. Yeah. But it came after energy healing, some spiritual searching, some Reiki, all of it. It works. I know it's woo, but it works.
Yeah, it's all the same. If you go for acupressure, massage, cranial, Reiki, because you're opening up what's stuck, what's not moving in the body. So once you open up that channel and the energy is able to flow freely, things change for the better, because you feel lighter. Some people don't even feel how weighed down they are until they feel lighter. And they're like, wow, I can't believe I was so weighed down. I didn't even realize it. It's almost like a lifestyle.
I call it the emotional or energetic backpack, where you keep shoving garbage back there.
I like that. That's great.
And you're wearing a backpack, and after a while, you're like, oh, this thing is so heavy. I got to lighten this thing up. Well, this is what this energy healing does. Take stuff out of your backpack where you just feel so much better, lighter.
I tell people they have a turtle on their back. They have a shell on their back, a turtle on their back.
Fair enough. Wow. There have been times where I've done, with the help of somebody like yourself, this is before we met, just some energy clearing. And the next day I had clarity on some situations. Like,
awesome. Yeah.
That was on a Sunday, then it was a Monday. I'm like, oh, now I get what I need to do. And now that's coming clear. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I got more sleep over the weekend. And I was like, no, it was that.
Because you freed up space. You freed up space.
It was remarkable. I still remember it. Like every Reiki session I've ever had,
Mhm.
I remember it because it's been so impactful. It's just
Awesome.
amazing. It's amazing. Do you feel, Paula, do you feel that we're creating our reality? I know I was going a little woo here, but
Yes, of
what
course.
what we're thinking of, what we got going on within us, it is a mirror of what's out here and around us. Do you believe that that's what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. We create our own reality. That's what we see. Yes, exactly. So change your story.
Truth in that. And you don't realize it,
Mhm.
that is what this is all around us, that came from us,
Right.
because when sometimes things don't go the way you want, that's going to happen. That's life.
Sure.
But just your situation, we don't realize that came from us, because we would say, well, why would I even pick that? Why would I pick that person that doesn't support me to show up? Why would I do this? Why would I do that? You feel like we don't even know we're doing it, but we're doing it.
Because of the lessons that we're there to learn.
Hmm.
Right.
I want to say, why do we have to learn a lesson? Why has it got to be so much work?
Because we're imperfect beings.
But I think I better understand it in that you need to learn the lesson to get to the next step,
Exactly. Yes.
because basically we're not ready for the next step. We may think we are. And what the next step could be anything. Um, a deep, meaningful relationship, a new job, whatever it might be. But you may say to yourself, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm ready for that. Universe knows best and knows that no, you're not. You need to take care of a couple of things there before we go to the next step.
Well, even all these people on, pills, on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, it's easy to take a pill than to work on what's causing it. I'm
Exactly.
sure some people do have chemical imbalances, but nowadays it's like you can get a pill for anything. It's like, okay, I'll just pop this pill and feel better. And that really
100% agree.
doesn't solve the problem or make you feel better.
And not to minimize medication, there's a place
Right.
for it, but it's treating the symptom. It's not
Right.
treating the root cause, which is
Right.
what you're doing energetically. And the root cause could go back to your childhood and stuff
Right.
that's stuck in your subconscious. You're still it's in the backpack. You're still walking around with it.
Exactly.
So somebody reaches out to you. Take me through that process. How does that work?
When someone reaches out to me for spiritual guidance,
Exactly.
okay, well, nowadays a lot of people are just really getting into it. I mean, I do have some people that are already advanced, but most people, they want to learn. They want to learn how to change, how to be happy. Something's not going right in their life. They keep having the same thing come up.
Yep.
So, like I said, start with the meditation and to connect and sit quiet, because being still is so important. So many people can't sit still, and stillness is really the key, because then that's when you get answers.
It truly is. And I've gotten to the point, and I get it, like struggling with, being quiet and being, and then, we've seen like meditation on TV where somebody's sitting like this and, chanting, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not, doesn't need to be that way. Just
It could be
quieting.
easy.
It's
Right.
easy. And I struggled with it, all those images. And then until one day I just stared at something on the wall and I'm like, I'm not even here. This is beautiful. Like I'm in a different place. And now I'm got to the point now where I can do it on command. Like, yeah, I can meditate with my eyes closed, but I like it better with them open and just focusing on something.
Great.
And it's like you're whisked away for a moment and then you feel more connected and then you're thinking about things even though your eyes are open. That's me. Everybody does it differently,
Right. That works for you.
but it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
you really feel like, oh, I made a connection,
Right.
and you can impactfully move your life forward. So when you're working with somebody with spiritual guidance, is it And like there's Reiki, there's many different modalities. What are you actually doing?
So, well, everybody's going to be at a different, at a different level or looking for something different.
Sure.
So I'm just, like I said, I'm opening up the channels so they could see clearly. That's basically what we're doing. And I'm just guiding them along the way. I'm making them comfortable. I'm getting the trust with them, asking them a lot of questions. I'm letting them speak freely to me. And then I really do like to put people on the table. I mean, they stay with their clothes on, and I just go where I'm drawn to go, where I feel that needs to be opened. And I just hold space and I wait for the wave of energy to start moving. So I could be at one position for 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay. And you
Yeah.
you detect it like when somebody's before you, you can feel,
Yes.
as not even touching her body, because it depends on how you do and what you do, but
Yeah.
you're able to. Oh, wait a minute, you got something going on right there, stuck
Yeah.
energy, maybe a chronic issue.
I've been doing this for over 20 years. So I'm very passionate about it. It's, something I love to do. I love to help people feel better. I love to help people find out, you know, what they need, and, teach people to live in the mystery and to live in the moment, because that's all we have. And the awareness, if we could all get the awareness of the moment that we're in, that's all we have. And being aware is so important. So that's a big part of my spiritual guidance, is the teaching people to really focus on being present and aware,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
letting go of the past and finding out what the root cause is. I mean, it doesn't happen in one session, getting the root cause, unless the person is totally, totally, you know, usually, even though they say they trust you, they really have to trust you on the table. And so it could take, more than one, several sessions. Sometimes people heal in 2 and 3.
Mm.
Sometimes it takes a couple of months. And some people just come back anyway because they like the way it feels.
Yeah. To your well, because it's making a difference. It's clearing stuck
Right.
energy. Um, to your point, living in the moment. I never knew what it was until somebody said it out of nowhere, and I believe they were just dropped from the sky to deliver that message. And they would say,
Mhm.
You live in the past, you live in the future. You're not living in the moment." Didn't even know what it was.
Right.
Learned how important it is, and the stuff we worry about in the future.
Mm.
And they repeatedly do research studies, polls on it. It's like 90 something percent always comes back right around that number, 91%. What we worry about doesn't even transpire. It's a waste
Right.
of time and energy. And I
Worry
don't know.
creates worry. And same thing with guilt. Guilt is a false narrative.
How do you
There's
mean?
no such thing as guilt.
Does
Guilt is something we create. We create this feeling of uncomfort because we feel like we're not worthy. So we create this word called guilt, but it's not really there. It's just something we create.
well, fundamentally, you talk to psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, they all say the same thing. We all walk around with some form of feeling that we're not good enough in some way. All of us,
Yeah.
it's in us, and it's
Mhm.
also holding us back. Uh, Obviously, you can help people there at your center in Hilton Head. Can you do this virtually?
Yes, I can.
Very cool. How do we find you?
You could either text or call me at 843-816-3355, or email me at hiltonheadislandspa1@gmail.com.
And Hilton Head Island and Spa.com is your website as well if somebody wants to check you out.
hiltonheadislandspa.com.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wonderful talking
No
with you.
end.
Got it. Thank you for that's why I verified. Thank you for breaking this all down today.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
This is how we feel better. It
Yeah.
works. And thank you for explaining it so clear, Paul. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll talk soon. We'll be right back.
Okay.
This is the
Bye-bye.
Global Podcast Network, where executive. This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.